What's up, everyone? It's your favorite producer, PJ, from the OK Podcast, and I'd like to tell you about a veteran fundraiser that is more than just OK. The Strength Co. will be hosting the 3rd annual Turkey Pull fundraiser for the Simplify in America's Fund on November 16th, 2024. That's November 16th, 2024. Don't go run a 5K this Thanksgiving. Come do some deadlifts and raise some money for this important organization that supports active military, veterans, and their families. You can come to this event in person, or you can join us online, and all proceeds go to the Simplify in America's Fund. Click on the link in the description and sign up today. We'll see you there.
All right, welcome back to episode 038 of the OK Podcast, powered by the Strength Co. I'm your host, Grant Broggi. Today's a little bit different. We have all the hosts on because I'm not the only host. I'm one of 4 hosts. We got Big Trey Gottlich coming at you from El Paso, Texas. Jeff Biggie from Salt Lake City, Utah, home of the Church of the Latter-day Saints. I don't know why I'd advertise that, but I did potential sponsor.
Fun fact. Potential sponsor.
And
they got a lot of money.
Well, church, they got deep pockets.
Price of Bitcoin is $56,603, which is nothing if you're in the Latter-day Saints. That's actually just an offering.
That's a
just a tithe. So if you're thinking about becoming a Mormon and you want to support this podcast,
pay us some Bitcoin.
Get in line behind the Mormon Church. Okay?
Yeah, this is the Mormon episode.
The Mormon got off the rails. Okay.
Yeah. We're recording a little bit earlier. I won't even say the date, but the year of our Lord is still 2024. Why make you feel like you're in the past when you're in the present? Thanks for tuning in. We got a lot of things to talk about because we haven't podcasted in a long time.
It's been a minute.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't even remember the last time.
Yeah.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah, there it is.
So it's been a while, but we're here. Starting the show off with everybody. We got some fun topics. We know that it is week 3 of college football, and we're recording this after week 1, technically week 2 if you count Thursday games. Florida State's already lost twice, which is cool.
True.
We're going to talk some college football. We're going to talk about Trey's first visit to the great state of South Carolina. We're going to talk some Marine Corps stuff, getting ready to do my annual training trip as my training heats up. If you didn't listen to last week's episode 037 with Master Sergeant Sean Shepard, go check it out. If you like Jersey, if you like pizza, if you like funny jokes and fast talking white guys, good episode. He was a great guest, was he not?
Great guest.
Very good guest.
Fun.
Good dude.
Yeah.
Good
Good
dude.
guest. Good dude. Great ad read.
Good dude.
Oh, maybe one of the best.
Phenomenal.
I mean,
It's tough now. It's getting tough.
well, what I was gonna say, and I feel like sometimes I plug Massonomics too much, but I will give this to Tanner. He did kind of set the tone of
100%.
like the shtick, and I'll give him that.
okay,
And we appreciate him. So like that one's up there for me.
He changed the game.
He changed the game.
He
Started
started
the game.
He started
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, he started the game, but technically BW Tex was already a sponsor.
That's
Let's
true.
be clear. That they went through months
Yeah.
of, recruitment and
The vetting process was thorough.
It was
4 rounds of interviews.
Trey was just here and he's like, dude, there's 2 things I've done in my life. I've gotten vetted for adoption and I've vetted a sponsor. He's like, what you put the sponsors through is not even close.
No.
Direct quote. I actually said that.
Yeah. He said
Wow.
that. That's what you've always said.
Yeah.
Always said that.
Always.
So, but I think no offense to Tanner, I think Sean's was better.
But had it not been, he's standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
I mean, a Mount Rushmore, if you will. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. The block height, we always get a shout out. Zach Copley is not up right now, but when it comes up, we'll read that out. Shout out Zach Copley, best that we've ever had.
Put his
That's-
against
Mount
our
Rushmore.
last guest. Okay.
I
need to put those together.
You need to. Block height is 8597778.
We all know what that
It
means.
is. It is that high. Uh-huh.
Yep.
So let's get these guys on here. Oh, wait, they're already on. Episode 038 of the
Okay.
Guidons.
Okay.
Podcast.
last week's episode was better in terms of okays, but we're working on it.
Yeah, I always need a senior listed. All right, Jeff, what's on the slide deck?
I mean, I think first and foremost, let's dive into Trey. Let's hear about your visit. You were just live in person. You were in the podcast studio at one point, I would assume.
I was, I sat in those chairs. I believe so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's hear about your trip. What'd you think? Greenville, first impression. So you're moving there.
Short and sweet. Am I moving there? No. But it's sorry. It's
people want to know.
Who knows?
People want to know.
Who knows? Who knows down
Never
the road?
say never.
You never know. Short and sweet, man. After a fun day of traveling with twins, we made it to Greenville. I think we landed Friday evening. Linked up with Grant and D. Where did we go to chow that evening? Yeehaw. So basically, I think we went to all the places that you'd recommended on a previous episode. And they all checked out. So. Yeah, so got in Friday evening, hung out all day Saturday, watched a lot of college football, got some breakfast Sunday morning, flew back home again.
Yeah, what were you? So you landed Friday. You landed Friday at I think 2:40, and you flew out Sunday at 1:40. So it really was like whatever that is, 36 hours, something like that.
Dude,
it was quick.
Short and sweet.
But it was good. Yeah. And it was laid back.
But yeah, so Grant D got to meet the twins, which was pretty exciting.
I got too.
Yeah, Jordy Jordy held one. Actually, Jordy walked up and I just handed him a baby. So
just like, let's go.
I kind of determined that was your shtick. I didn't realize it at first, but you came in, you're like, boom, here, D, take one. And then I looked at you guys hanging. I was like, oh, they have like a little bit of relief.
Well, dude, and honestly,
Jordy walked up. You're like, hold this baby. Someone else walked up, hold this baby.
Next thing I know, I got a baby.
This is like,
it's like once you have a baby, no one wants to talk to you really anymore. They just care about the baby. So I'm just like,
so you're just skipping ahead.
Yeah, I'm like, here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah, here's the baby.
But no, they did. Traveling with twins is always a fun thing. So
yeah, how was that?
You get to the airport.
Overrated, underrated?
Dude, overrated. you get to the airport and you're like, oh, I get here early. And then like you get to the gate and you're like already boarding. You're like I thought I got here like 2 hours early. So
the time goes.
So
I know.
You don't need a new ticket, right? They just sit on your lap, or how does that work?
They're a lap child. So
okay.
But you can't book the ticket without a birth date. I just learned that.
You learned that. But no, it's, you just have a bunch of stuff. Like traveling to El Paso was substantially easier just by myself. You just have a bunch of stuff and you're just like checking all these things. And then I'm like kind of getting frustrated. I'm like, why isn't Abby helping me? And I look over and she's like holding two babies. I'm like trying to get.
That's why she's not helping.
Okay. All right, good, Abby.
I know a couple of reasons.
Abby, come on, get it together.
Oh yeah, you got to check the stroller and all that stuff. I forgot.
Check the stroller, check the car seat. They have their own bags they go in. You're just like, golly.
You put your.
But we made it.
That's how I heard that too.
The baby bags, their own bag.
The car seats have their own bag.
That makes more sense.
So the baby in the
just to clarify this to all the CPS listeners out there.
Do the babies ride under the seat in front of you or in the bottom of the airplane?
It depends on how big they are. They have to fit under the seat.
Overhead bin?
Yeah, they're up and overhead.
Okay.
What's better
carry
up
on.
Yeah.
I gotta say, potential sponsor. They reached out to me. You posted a photo of me, your babies, and you could see the Nuna, right? Nuna stroller.
Yeah.
And man, immediately they were like, "Hey, I heard you have a podcast." and I was like, "Look, I'm all about American manufacturing, but I don't care where these things are made. This technology of modern strollers is mind blowing.
Oh, dude,
like
it's a spaceship.
I bet.
It's incredible. It's like the Tesla of strollers, Nuna. That should be their tagline.
Wow. You told me a little bit about them. You told me why they how they get you. Like they're like, oh, you're gonna buy all these other things anyway.
Yep.
Or
buy nice, don't buy twice.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, nice stroller. Nuna.
Yeah, they get you.
They get you.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, we'll just wrap up Greenville because we got a lot of college football to talk about. But I will say, so Jeff hasn't been here. PJ has come to visit. He actually came to visit last August and he hasn't left yet. He's still here in Greenville.
I'm here. It's a long, not short and sweet.
It's a long trip. But so we definitely picked places off a couple criteria. In lifting, we say most muscle mass, greatest effective range of motion, allows you to move the most weight. Whenever a Texan comes to me with two twins, I say most college football, decent to above average food, able to eat the most food. And so we definitely didn't hit like, hey, you're in Greenville, you must eat here, you must experience this. We were going for like logistics were a big part of the planning. So we ate at Yeehaw, Knoxville founded brewery / chicken house.
Spiciest
chicken. That was your wife's fault, not mine.
Well,
I pulled up when you guys were suffering through that.
But good TV.
Great TV.
Great TV. And kind of like you're in someone's backyard, tables, chairs.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Very easy to get to, no parking restrictions. And then we ate at Home Team Barbecue, talked about on the show before. And listen, I went to the first home team when it opened in 2006, my first freshman year of college. I thought it was good then. Barstool Sports just found it out 6 months ago. The home team's a go-to. Home team's good. And then we ate at Fork and Plow, farm to table.
That's a good spot.
If you were going to rank food, what was your favorite food? What was your favorite atmosphere? And we watched the game at the Hyatt with that Notre Dame fan. So, you guys can about that.
You see, atmosphere, I would go with Yeehaw. I thought that was probably my favorite. Just very cool place to hang out, very laid back with a lot of good seating. There seemed to be a lot of open seats. So I liked it. Dude, my favorite food, I think, was Home Team. Was probably the best. So I got the wings, and the wings were. Well, to be fair, I got the wings, and then I also had half a D's burger because we had a
by design though.
By design, yeah, we had a contract.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a contract.
Sneaking bites from a pregnant lady. That's okay.
Yeah, no, we had a contract. I gave her some wings, and she gave me half a burger. Grant was there; he was the witness. We shook on it. Everyone was fine with it. I come to learn, me and Grant have the same pet peeve. If us four go out to eat,
I would rather say we have the same philosophy.
Okay, same philosophy.
Okay.
If us four go out to eat and we're sitting down, and I want spaghetti and meatballs, but Jeff orders first, and Jeff goes, I want spaghetti and meatballs. I then cannot get spaghetti and meatballs.
Actually, no one at the table can now order spaghetti and meatballs.
It bothers, it bothers me if someone get the same thing.
Should be off the menu.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. That's tough.
Which Grant and I share this philosophy.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you went out to eat and all of us ordered the exact same thing, would that bother you?
Not at all. That's
so weird to me.
Not at all. I mean,
that's so foreign to me.
If I want to eat my favorite thing at Home Team, then I'm ordering my favorite thing.
Oh man. I not only does it bother me, it upsets me, especially if we're not at a chain, and especially if someone's visiting. Who knows what's good? But yeah. So anyway, Trey and I definitely hammered that. Okay, so Yeehaw atmosphere. Favorite food was the wings or the burger at Home Team?
I don't know. That's tough. 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Man, it's.
I can't believe you didn't have barbecue.
What sort of burger?
I had a bite of Grant's. Grant got some turkey. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. Some smoked turkey.
What's Jeff, the burger? Let's know the burger situation.
Oh, I can't remember which one D got. It was very good. One. It was it's a smash burger. Yeah, it's like a smash burger.
Smash burger.
I love a smash burger.
But with all the backyard fixings, right? Yeah. So generally it's fixers. A lot of times a smash burger is smashed patties and cheese and bun, and that's it. Maybe ketchup and mustard. They serve it. It's a smash burger like that. But the lettuce, tomato, and onion situation is if your mom was grilling burgers in the backyard. It's fresh and crunchy. Yeah, it's a good burger.
Yeah, I think I like the wings were very good, but I like the burger, I think, more.
Okay.
And then for Fork and Plow, great name.
You took one for the team.
I did, yeah, because I was going to order what D got, so I had to change it up.
And you ordered what D thought she wanted.
What I thought she wanted. So actually, I'd be curious because I know Jeff one of Jeff's favorite things about breakfast is that pancake. Jeff loves pancakes. Jeff loves waffles.
Syrup.
Jeff loves potatoes.
Jeff loves potatoes.
Things you can put syrup on, basically.
Now, what's your opinion on savory pancakes?
Let me paint the picture a little bit
Paint
better.
the picture a little bit.
So Fork and Plow, they hang their hat, if you would say, and it could be a wide brim hat, but in South Carolina we just call
those hats.
Yeah,
but what the layman may call a cowboy hat.
Yeah, layman, but they hang that hat on changing the menu multiple times a day, and it's not super upscale. We're talking like entrees from $14 to $21, but they change the menu a lot. And so Diana was, had a hankering for some pancakes. And the pancakes on the menu that day were interesting. It was pancake with a layer of like Canadian ham. Yeah. And then another pancake and then a layer of like cheese. Yeah. And then another pancake and then not syrup, like some type of homemade sauce.
It was like a gravy.
Yeah, it was like a gravy.
I'm out.
Yeah. So
I'm out.
Yeah, I was like, I want one bite of that. I don't want all of it. But pregnant women, I mean, if there's one thing that I've always said is the decisiveness is just boom. I'm pregnant and I'm hungry.
You've always said that.
Yeah, I've always said that.
Always.
And so anyway, Diana kind of was thinking about the pancakes and then quickly made a decision not to get the pancakes. And she ordered the steak and eggs when Trey wanted. So then Trey was like, I want the pancakes.
I guess I told pancakes.
I told Dee afterwards, I was like, he ordered those pancakes for you, right? And she's like, no, really? I'm like, yeah, that's exactly who Trey is. He knew you couldn't finish your steak. And so he would get a little bit of that, but he knew you kind of wanted the pancakes. And anyway, the pancakes were interesting and savory. Fun fact, we left there and went to IHOP and she ordered 5 pancakes for $5 and ate them all. But yeah, anyway.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Well, and then I also ate half those pancakes and then Abby said, hey, those look good. I'll just have that. So then Abby had the rest of my pancakes. And I had whatever Abby ordered, which was good. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't memorable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
So savory pancakes. Jeff's out.
Yeah, I don't know about those pancakes.
No, I'm out too.
I'm there because I'm mainly there for the syrup and the butter. That combo. Yeah. The pancakes, the waffles, the French toast is just
the medium for the syrup and the butter. Yeah.
So real quick, okayest versus least okayest: pancakes, waffles, French toast.
French toast top.
Oh, that's bottom for me. That's least okayest.
If I had to pick one for the rest of my life,
I'd go waffle every time.
I think pancake is maybe bottom for me.
I would say waffles on the bottom.
I think
we're split here.
Pancake, French toast, waffle. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Completely split here.
Have you guys ever been to Waffle House?
I love those waffles.
I would put waffle at 2.
Have you ever been to French Toast House?
No, it doesn't exist.
You ever been to Pancake House?
Maybe that's what.
Pancake House is real.
Maybe Pancake House is real. Maybe the French Toast House is near the university in Texas because of the least SEC school now.
There you go.
You never know. Yeah.
The more you know.
Anyway, savory pancakes, Jeff?
No.
Does not sound that appealing.
You would try it. Jeff would like
I would try them.
He'd be Jeff would. It's breakfast food. I'm
gonna try it. That's for sure.
Jeff would try that.
In South Carolina, we just call it food.
Yeah. I would eat breakfast any time of the day, personally.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm a big breakfast fan.
Yeah.
I saw this post that was like talking about like breakfast is like a very standardized, like you could basically, most people probably eat basically the same thing for breakfast every day. But like, your lunch and dinner oftentimes is like what kind of like changes up and rotates. But like breakfast is like a very standard meal. But people are okay with that, but not for other meals, which is funny.
That is true.
It's the cornerstone of meals.
I'll tell you, one of the highlights of the trip is, you hit me with an ad read, is getting to meet B-Dub.
Yeah.
Ooh, in the flesh.
In the flesh, man. Got to spend some time with him, man. Really cool dude. But I told him, I go, you're a good dude. You're better at taxes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So you've always
Did you do some taxes with him just for fun?
We just did like a mock tax return. Just to,
practice tax return.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I was just kind of vetting him. And I'm like, hey, are you this good? And he was. He was that good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We did hit the landmark early on in the trip. BW Tax took your picture in front of the sign.
We took a picture in front of the sign, yeah.
So I got to ask, we hit a couple landmarks. We didn't hit a bunch. There was a bunch, without two babies, trip would have been different, but it wouldn't have been as good. The babies were by far the highlight.
Yeah.
But, it was different in terms of, going out and sightseeing and seeing
logistics change.
Yeah, logistics change. But we did go see the Strength Co gym.
Yep.
And you did see BW Tax.
Yep.
In terms of like bucket list items, which one really flipped the switch for you? You like the gym, but man, I have probably at least 75, maybe 100 photos of you on my phone. That one in front of BW Tax. I don't know that I've ever seen you happier.
It is your background. Yeah, I think it's a screensaver now. Pregnant wife? Nope. Trey in front of BW Tax.
It's pretty okay to me.
That's
but you saw the gym.
Saw the gym, man. That whole area was really. I think rock climbing. I don't know. I have this picture of being smaller, but that place is massive.
Yeah,
and just kind of the whole complex. Climbing. That whole complex is really cool. Yeah. Even the places near it that we went to go check out. But gym setup was real sweet. You had a lot of cool equipment in there. Seemed like a really sweet spot, man.
Boom. Trey does South Carolina. You didn't bring your hat. I was a little disappointed.
Man, I can't. I would have to wear it. And I was like, I got to hold the baby. It's been a little bit too hard.
No, it is. The funny thing about wearing a hat, which is what we call them here, is when you travel with a hat, it's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you already have like two things you're carrying around, and then you add a third thing. Like, no, I get it, but it's a good trip. We watched some football. We ate some.
I wore
food.
a hat in spirit. Yeah.
I don't think anyone questioned where you were from. They could tell.
No, my least favorite part is how many Notre Dame fans are in Greenville.
Man, it was bad.
Brutal.
It was bad. Yeah. The only thing worse than that is Clemson fans.
Yeah, taters.
Yeah, taters.
There's a lot of those.
Amen, brother. Amen,
a lot of those.
Brother. Amen.
You're in enemy territory down there.
Yeah, I know. That's where I like to be, behind enemy lines.
Point of friction. That's where the leader puts himself.
I'm all about the fog of war. Yeah.
MCDP Tech 1.
I mean, we're kind of touching on it now. Do we just jump right into college football?
Jump right into
dude.
it. Yeah.
How many leeways do I have to give you, dude?
So, we're technically a couple weeks in here. Any just overall initial impressions of the season so far?
Florida State sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's specifically, dude, Ungla. That guy,
I can't
the
say
quarterback.
The first game there was DJU.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever actually said his last name.
We'll stick with that.
But yeah,
I feel bad for him, man. He's getting dogged.
I kind of do too. Yeah, he was supposed to come in there and take him to the promised land. I feel like, and not so.
Did you see the stats in their last 3 games?
No.
It's like he can't
So
throw past
they lost to Georgia 63-3 to end the season. And then they lost to Georgia Tech by a field goal. It was close.
Yeah.
And then they got beat by Boston College.
Bill
O'Brien,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill
Former Penn State coach. Big Bob.
But I don't know.
They're having a rough
Georgia
season.
Tech looked good. Or Georgia Tech looks good. They're 2-0. So we'll see if as time goes on how bad those losses are, because Boston College also looked good, but again, who knows? Maybe Florida
Boston
State
College
really
owned that game. The annoying part to me in BW was fired up today because we Saturday night we were hanging with the ladies. Everyone left, went to bed, and I went to Trey's hotel to watch Notre Dame Texas A&M, which I'll lead into. I want to do around the room of after week 1 what we think about our teams, just because I really want to talk about the Citadel. But anyway, we go to watch the game. BW comes, and BW is like, hey, man, I'm Irish, and I'm from Boston. When I was a kid, I loved Notre Dame. And he's like, and the longer I'm alive, the more I hate them because they don't play anybody and
No
the
one.
fans suck. And he goes, and this game will go down as, beating a really good team at the beginning of the season. And they're only going to play the Trojans, the rest. But so I thought the commentary on that, let's go with Trey first, A&M and Notre Dame. I thought the commentary was super interesting because, and I like Kirk Herbstreit, but they were acting like Notre Dame
was
supposed to win.
Yeah, to win the national championship.
Yeah, and it's like, what were you guys, number 20 going in?
Yeah.
And Notre Dame's number 7. And so it's like, and then you have basically a touchdown game. And it's like, if I'm an announcer and, hyping up these pre-ranked teams, I'm just like, yep, Notre Dame, top 10, A&M, top 20. Notre Dame showed they were top 10, but they were like, oh, the way they came in here and beat A&M is just unbelievable. And I'm like, one's ranked 7, one's ranked 20. But anyway, what are your thoughts? What are the A&M review boards saying post game? What did you say you were going to win? You said 8 games, I think.
And I picked A&M actually beating Notre Dame.
Yeah.
No, I picked him to win whenever we did that little quick snippet.
Okay.
I had them going 8-4.
Okay.
Which I still think that. I think after watching LSU play, I think LSU's beatable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. I think A&M, the offense doesn't have a ton of weapons to go off of. They look better in some areas than I thought. Like defense looked good, offensive line looked better than I thought. Wide receivers couldn't catch a cold, and then the Connor Wegman was just like,
or COVID.
Or COVID. Yeah. And Connor Wegman just didn't look like himself, man. He's coming off that injury, so they looked rough. But the Notre Dame secondary looked really good, and I know they're supposed to be talented. So, I don't know.
I don't think that's a terrible game. I feel like you lost, and I was rooting for you, and I like to make fun of A&M, but I wanted you to win that game. But that's not. Again, like I said a few episodes ago, I'd rather get punched in the face game 1. I'll go to me next. Gamecocks won. I learned nothing. If anything, I'm like, we're terrible, right? It was just abysmal. And yeah, I don't know. Losing early on is always better. I've
always heard you can never, if you look really good week 1 or you look really bad week 1, it means nothing. It's the jump from week 1 to week 2 that you're able to tell what a team is going to be the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So I think if they still stink next game, then I'll be like, oh yeah, Gamecocks stink this year. But
I saw a good deal. I got a little group thread with some guys to include previous guest Steven Garcia. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But I posted a tweet in the thread and I said, imagine the outlook if Jared Brown catches the deep ball. No ineligible man downfield. He caught a big pass, and there's an ineligible man downfield. Sellers doesn't trip Juju when the quarterback ran over Juju McDowell, which was all over Sports Center, just making us look terrible. Fake field goal counted. We did a Beamer ball deal. We threw the touchdown. Flag on the play gets called back. We put up 42 points, and no one bats an eye. Mizzou beat MTSU by the same score last year and finishes an elite team. Beat UK, some Gamecock fan. And my brother replies and says, imagine the outlook if ODU doesn't fumble twice inside their own 5. Nick Harper doesn't run down the scoop and score. Gamecocks lose 26-10 and head into week 2 coachless. Beat UK. And I thought it was a good, cause it's always Monday morning quarterback, Sunday morning quarterback in college, whatever. But it was funny because if you looked at it, you're like, well, if that had counted and that had counted, we would have won big. And it's the only reason we still won this game is because that play happened and that play happened. But hey, I'll never leave Columbia mad about a W. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, win your clunkers, baby.
Yeah.
Right, baby.
All right, Jeff. Auburn. I don't even know.
Auburn. I don't know. I don't think I can really take anything from this game. 73-3 over Alabama A&M.
Oh, yeah, we did see that. Yeah.
I don't know. Just kind of the classic SEC
73
season kickoff. Just hang a bunch of points and then just I don't know. I think they just have better players, so I don't think it really.
Would you rather win 40-3?
Dude, 73-3. that's hard to do against tall grass, man.
Yeah,
Like
but
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, the freshman wide receivers the young wide receivers played well. So there were definitely some good things, some things where you see you're like, okay, they potentially have some weapons, but you're looking at like, okay, well, who's the competition? Like, yeah, they should beat that team by that score just based off of like team composition alone and depth and all that stuff. So
I don't leave PG out. How did Butler do?
Butler doesn't even
Undefeated.
They're undefeated.
Yeah,
they never won, but they never lost.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Before we go to the Grant's most exciting game of the weekend,
It really was.
you know who some big surprise or the biggest surprise to me was I guess what USC. They looked a lot better than I thought they were going to look.
they did.
But I would
When
say
you say that, you mean the
quarterback
university in Southern California?
I'm sorry, the
Southern
Trojans. Yeah,
California.
the
Yeah.
Trojans.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
The Trojans looked a lot better than I thought they were going to look, but Arkansas looked actually they looked really good.
I didn't see any of that game.
Oh man, yeah. It's I don't know. Makes you upset that Jimbo Fisher was still calling plays last year instead of Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
Well,
could have
Florida looked bad.
Florida looked bad.
Yeah,
I was
bad.
going to
I did not
say, I
expect
still
that.
think Gamecocks are a 5-6 win team. Florida did not look good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I also love the football starting Thursday going all the way through Monday every
That was
night.
pretty great.
Amazing.
That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty
I
great.
also love when Georgia just beat Clemson's butt and everyone around here has been so upset. And I love it. And I'm like, Gamecocks, undefeated.
There you go.
Clemson hasn't won a game. No, it was
There
good.
you go.
But I say,
no.
go to the most exciting game of the weekend.
No one cares about the FCS, but Citadel did play Charleston Southern newly. They played it last year for the first time. Charleston Southern's better team, different conference. They call it the Low Country Boil. And there's a big silver pot full of shrimp, corn, and potatoes in South Carolina. We just call that a boil. And they announced that was the game. We played at Charleston Southern, bigger area. I think the dogs were 10.5-point dogs. And they hadn't won a game since 2022. November, we beat VMI. We were new coach last year, 0-11. I was on the fence. I looked it up. We're watching the Gamecock game. We're doing the logistics change, trying to get to narrow. We can watch Texas A&M Notre Dame, and we're down 21-3 in the third. And I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be rough. And then I look, and it's 21-15. And I'm like, so you're saying there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And BW Tax, big Citadel guy, we put it on, watching on his phone. Citadel goes down, scores, hits the PAT, up by 1, 22-21. Charleston Southern has the ball with less than a minute left, throws like 2 beautiful long balls, sets up like a 41-yarder and misses it, and the Dogs win. And let's just say I've spent a little too much time on the Citadel Bulldogs forums lately. I'm all in on this team. We play Savannah State next week.
Do they have a forum or is it a Slack?
They have a forum, but if you want to join the Slack and have questions about lifting,
Ooh,
Or football?
call Grant. Link in the show notes. Anyway,
indeed.
all right, Jeff, what else we got?
Oh, what else do we got?
We got to talk about PJ getting married real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
PJ got married.
Yeah. Hey, how's married life?
Oh, his married life. You know how
Give me some
it is.
advice. Yeah.
Yeah, I've in my years doing this, my time doing this, I've picked up a few things. No, it was great. I guess I could just we
Whatever you want to say.
Went to North Carolina. We was close to my family. Got in a venue that got a hookup through one of my cousin's uncles, as you do in a small town. Kind of like a
Try
farm.
that in a small town.
It was like a kind of one of those like farm sort of venues with a big barn and lights and cool stuff. It was really nice. My cousin officiated. He knocked it out of the park, and it was fantastic.
How many people do you have?
It was probably 80s, something in there.
That's
in
a
the
good
80s.
number.
It's funny
Yeah.
how you're like, we go into this and we're like, all right, for this, we just want to keep it like a small family wedding, just kind of keep it private, keep it real small. And you start adding up the people. You're like, okay, this family, oh, then their brother, oh, but then their wife, oh, they got those kids though. What about this person though? And man, it's crazy how it spider webs out very quickly. But yeah, so we kept it as small as we possibly could. I mean, besides just like going to the courthouse, but we kept it as small as it could, and it was still in the 80s. It was great, and then
it's a good size, man. Yeah,
it was nice because I've heard this.
You can talk to everybody.
Yeah, I've heard before people are like, you're the bride and the groom, and it's like you're not even in the wedding. You're just like running around like a chicken with their head cut off or something. But it was still a little like that, but it was small enough that like, yeah, you could actually go around and have at least a somewhat substantial conversation with people. Yeah, me and Kate's dad performed a song. I thought it'd be fun. I was, a musician for a long time. He's a real good musician, really good guitar player. So I was like, we should do a little something, bring the families together. And we did Randy Travis, Forever and Ever, Amen. Classic. I think it hits the criteria of good wedding song. Yep. Simple. Everyone loves it. Just, good, clean song. And he's actually a really good guitar player. So that was actually really fun.
Randy followed that up with Get Low.
You what?
Randy or your father-in-law?
Both. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how Randy is now at guitar, but
easy, too soon.
Too soon. But anyway, yeah, man. And then we went to Charleston for the honeymoon. That was we just hung around, ate food, sat around, went to the beach. It was fun.
Love it.
Never been to Charleston. I'd say it's a fun place to hang. It's a good hang if you want to go. Interestingly enough, so now I'm officially allowed to resume. Did it ever stop? Did it ever start? The bulk. So I got to put on the pounds now. Once I started getting fitted for the suit, I was like, I got to put a pause on this because if I go 5 pounds either way, it's going to get interesting.
200
Where's your milk?
200 pounds.
Yeah,
it's
where's
back
your
at,
milk?
back at the apartment.
First problem.
Yes, I
have drunk some milk today. I'm going to drink some more before I go to bed. That's the rule.
Just move to half and half.
So this is something that just heavy cream. This is something that I feel like is maybe just something that but probably people can't really relate to. So when I go on a honeymoon, so I lost weight.
As you've always said.
As I've always said.
Every time you go on a honeymoon.
When people go on vacation, they're always like, oh, I gained 10 pounds. Oh, I gained 15 pounds. I lost 5 or 6 pounds.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah. I have the opposite problem. I got the tide going the other way, which is weird. So I
gained 5 pounds in 36 hours hanging out in Greenville.
Yeah, I think I gained 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Chow.
Yeah.
Hey, chow's continuous when Trey comes down.
Oh, you know it, son.
Yeah.
You still got a Venmo link up somewhere if the fans want to send you something?
Yeah, I think so. Trey, got your gifts. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Did you get my message that went with it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't send me a thank you card.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. We'll send you 2 just for that.
That's my least. No, I hate, dude. It's a pain. I'm not a fan of thank you cards. This is the thank you card.
Either.
I accept.
Yeah.
Kate didn't know that your name was Robert, and she pulls it up. She's like, "Who's Robert? He gave us these awesome gifts. Who is this?" I was like, "You'd met him."
Oh yeah. To be fair.
Yeah.
That's Trey.
Trey.
Yeah.
TRES.
Yeah, man. No, enjoy, man. I'm glad you got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
To be fair, and I think we could go down a long rabbit hole. We're not going to, but we've gotten, the Instagram account is, man, it's I think I have to make it private to stop the follows. And
it's all Jeff, dude.
Yeah. People were really fired up about the top 10 country. And the reason I separate him now is because, he mentioned Randy Travis, who's, he's a good one.
It did get some traction.
If you're listening to this, we all love George Jones. Waylon Jennings is my favorite country singer. I've seen Willie Nelson 3 times, every time thinking it was his last concert. The problem with that topic is there's no right answer. So if we offended you, thank you for being offended. That's interaction. We like interaction. But it's, did we mess some things up? Yeah, but we were, in the Baptist community, we call it fencing the table, right? It's time for the Lord's Supper. You gotta say, hey, some people shouldn't be here, some should. and we were more about fencing the top 10 for country than we were saying who should be there. So we were keeping some people off, but
were people this heated?
When I say this heated, I mean that, we actually probably, Jeff, I would say we got over 20 comments either on YouTube or a couple or IG DMs where people were like, really?
000.
No George Jones?
I love it.
And I'm like, yeah. So anyway, country music's hard. Did you guys see what OU did with Toby Keith?
No, but they do.
Start of the fourth quarter now for the Sooners. They play courtesy of the red, white, and blue. And put Toby Keith
cool.
up on. No. Like, not only is it actually pretty cool, but like if you watch the video, you're like, oh, I would love that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
the
cool.
right time for that song.
It's cool. So OU Boomer Sooner got to play him this year.
Boomer Sooner. Dang.
Next slide.
Next slide.
Trey, you were curious about like I guess maybe it could be internal to the Strength Co. Slack, where we've got a bunch of lifters right from all over the country, and you were curious about like, hey, whether you think it'd be a good idea or maybe one already exists somewhere. Maybe Grant knows of it. It's like a kind of just a catalog of gyms that are kind of across the country of like, hey, I've been to this gym. It's a good spot. It's in Tulsa. Here are their hours. Here's link to the website, whatever.
Yeah, here's the walk-in fee. I guess let's preface that is, I know, Grant, you did like a little cross-country tour of, and Jeff, you traveled a bit. PJ, you too. Whenever y'all go out of town, as I do frequently, what do y'all look for in out-of-town gyms? Like, how do you find the right spot? Do you Google just barbell gyms?
I'll let these guys go first.
Okay. Let's say you're going out of town, Jeff. You're like, I want to work out. What do you look at? You just work out at the hotel? Okay. Hey.
I usually do.
I've done that before too.
Find something to do. I'm trying to remember the last time I went to like a
gym.
Hunted down like a gym on the road.
Gym.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Gym. Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
When I was in Charleston, we worked out at the hotel gym. We just like BS'd around. Just like I did a bunch of pull-ups and some shoulder press and some.
I guess this is geared towards someone who is, let's say, on the novice program. Then
I will say this: one underrated tip is if you can find a rock climbing gym. A lot of times they have a barbell section.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually very underutilized.
Underutilized. It's like a little bit of a hack. If you see a rock climbing gym, a lot of times they have one.
Yeah, I generally view it completely different. Not as a knock, but I'm like, hey, if I'm going to work out on a trip, then it means I'm not on vacation.
True.
If I'm on vacation, I might get hot and sweaty. Honestly, if I'm on vacation, I'm just mailing it in. Like I'm gonna be active and do stuff, but I'm just like, what is dancing around my hotel gym going to do? Like I'll squat.
Like we did this weekend. Yeah.
But I look for CrossFit. I think CrossFit's still number one most reliable for having barbells and squat racks.
Yep.
You can look for barbell gyms, which I do. But it's just harder. And then like gym owners, I'm one, so I can say it. It's like making fun of rednecks. I'm a redneck. So like I can make fun of them. Like we're the dumbest people ever. Like the SEO on the website's terrible. We make it really hard for you to give us your money and just like come in and go to the gym. So like if there's a good barbell gym there, it's probably not popping up on Google, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So CrossFit does a little bit better job at that. So I still think CrossFit, if you're traveling and you're running, a barbell based program, you need to squat and deadlift, I would go to a CrossFit gym. But no, I have Jeff Graham, Yeoman podcast. He interviews builders and founders. Go check it out. He probably sends me a Slack message once a week. And he's like, man, you have such a big following with so many people doing this program. You need to have a website where gyms pay you to be on it. And you're showcasing places all over the country where people can go and lift. And that I think he's 100% right. I'm a little busy right now, but I have the framework for that. And the training across America thing we did, PJ came out, met us in Houston and in New Orleans. And I think we went to 8 gyms.
One doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, one doesn't exist anymore. But
Rusty's.
we went to 8 gyms, and it was Rusty's, and the plates were rusty. But the idea with that was to put a blog post together and then build on top of it. Like, it wasn't about the YouTube videos. It was like, hey, we'll house it and it'll be by state. We haven't got that done, but no, I think it's a huge thing for people. And I think that, hopefully down the road, the following in the, not of the OK podcast, maybe the Strength Co for lucky, but the following's enough where it's like, hey, people can go hit this post, select a state and see places. And then there's tons of gyms across this country. It's like small little restaurants you've never heard of. They don't advertise, don't do anything. But if you could showcase them, and it might be worth them to pay. No, I think that would be a great service.
Trademark. Don't steal that idea.
Yeah, trademark. Yeah.
Trademark. We said it, so it's
just gauge the trace mark.
We said it, so now you can't do it. Dibs.
Shotgun.
It's going to hold up in court.
It's $1 million idea. Actually, I actually think it's a really good idea.
See, I was just thinking Google Doc and just something simple, but that sounds like a lot more appetizing.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be a lot better. And I think if you had enough of a following where gyms wanted to pay, and then to be on it, I think it could be a great thing. And I think, it's like hey, let's start with, I don't know, can I get 5 gyms in big states that are highly populated and at least 2 gyms in, states where they're less populated. But I think it'd be a great thing. I mean, I know I'd love it. I just do the work and research, but then it's like, does the gym on their Google profile show photos? Like, is their website just a, form that you fill out, which I get as like a personal trainer. Like, the form field's great. I want Jeff to go and then type in his name and his age and like what his goals are. But at the same time, like, I mean, I think today through our like text app for the Costa Mesa gym, I think 4 people were traveling. Or I say today, this weekend for Labor Day, 4 to 5 people. Hey, do you have open gym? It's like, boom, link. They check out. They get a key code emailed to them. They go in and work out. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a good idea.
Great idea.
Fine. And we called dibs.
We called dibs.
Yeah, we called dibs. It's called the OK Gym.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. That's it.
Next trade topic here. You wanted to talk some barbecue?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, Grant.
Grant also listed.
Yeah, Grant posted just a very wordy message. It just said brisket, which is very ambiguous. So it might be a safe word. I don't know. But,
I say brisket. You say sucks. Brisket sucks.
Yeah, hot take on that one.
Yeah, hot take.
So I go whenever I rank. I go to a lot of barbecue places in Texas. Whenever I rank, I always get the same thing, like brisket, jalapeno sausage.
Unless someone else orders it.
I'll make an exception because it's research. I'm doing research. Yeah.
Yeah. Research. Yeah.
No, I get it.
So if you're going to various spots, because South Carolina barbecue is different than Texas barbecue. Yeah. Are you getting the same thing at every barbecue spot in South Carolina to match it up?
No, I'm not.
No. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. So I think we've said this before, and I'll stand by my guns. The difference between pulled pork and brisket is that bad pulled pork, in my opinion, is still pretty good, and bad brisket is roast beef.
True.
And like really bad.
I agree with that.
The other difference in our 2 states is that your state is branded better, being Texas. Mm-hmm. And so everyone tries to make brisket. And so I would go as far to say that like you're going to have more bad brisket in Texas than other places.
I agree with that.
The number of people that do it, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more.
I've told you Fort Worth area, Cadillac barbecue is my favorite. I think they have the best brisket, and I'm not a brisket guy, but in terms of like good barbecue, I think it's there. In South Carolina, it's like it's just a different feel. Like pulled pork, one, it's hard to mess up. And then two, a lot of it's about the fixins, right? It's about the sides. It's about, the sauce, whatever. Whereas I like the Texas approach. Like good brisket doesn't need sauce because it's good brisket. I don't personally like what is known as good brisket. Makes me feel sick. It's too fatty. But like, whereas in South Carolina and North Carolina, it's a lot of like sauce driven. But no, I don't always order the same thing. I mean, I'm always going to try to sample the pork, but I might do a liver hash. I might do something different. But no, I don't have a go-to to rank it. Whereas I would say I have with pizza, right? Like with pizza,
okay.
I like a thin crust, pepperoni, or cheese. And as I travel New Jersey, Boston, Connecticut, wherever, I'm like, I want a thin crust, cheese, or pepperoni, one topping, keep it simple. Of like in the South, I want to know, like, what are you known for? And you're like, this thing.
Yeah.
And that's where I get in a tough spot with Texas, because I'm just like, brisket. Like everyone's like brisket, and it's like, yeah, this like isn't very good. And I don't mean good brisket. I know I have a hot take on like not liking all brisket, but I just mean like places will be like cool. You have horns. I have horns in my podcast studio. That doesn't mean your brisket's any good, right? Like, so yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I do feel like that's a hot take. Grant not liking brisket.
Yeah, maybe.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
I do agree with you. Like bad brisket is terrible. It's very.
It's inedible.
It's so bad.
It's just it's jerky. Yeah.
It's really bad. And but if there's enough cowboy boots on the wall, the place will stay open.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Stop trying to call those boots.
Star.
Yeah.
Jeff, you got a hot barbecue take?
Not really. I mean, brisket's okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just from growing up in Georgia, where again it's like similar. That it's all like pulled pork base, or like pork base. Like pulled pork was always my go-to. And so I still find myself like gravitating towards that, even like when I was eating barbecue in Texas. But like, I've had good brisket, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get. Okay. Yes,
I get it.
This does not need sauce. Like this is good. But I feel like more times than not, it's not on that level. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna stay in my safe zone and order the pulled pork and throw some coleslaw on top of there with some sauce and eat that. Yeah.
So I feel like the variations are way better too. Like if I see a brisket sandwich, I'm never ordering that. But like if I see a pulled pork sandwich, I'm like, yeah, I want some bread right now. I'm in.
Oh yeah.
But that could be a Grantism. But yeah, I mean, I think every good meal starts with the death of a pig. I'll stand by that. I think cows are beautiful animals. I eat them, but I'm not a brisket. And hate to say
the only difference is if it's good brisket, you don't have to church it up like you do pork. So
yeah,
it's true.
I kind of like church, Trey. Big church guy over here.
Big church guy.
Big church guy.
Dang.
We got anything else on the slide deck?
We've got again Trey wanting to talk some the best harmonizing bands / groups, and then it sounds like you got a hot take on deck for this.
Oh, I do have a hot take.
It's also might be good to get Jordy's take on this.
Yeah, I was getting PJ's take.
Someone that can actually harmonize.
One came to mind immediately for me. I'm curious what you're going to say.
Ooh.
I'll let you go first.
For some reason, the first thing that came to mind was the Eagles.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They always
okay.
did that.
Yeah,
they're pretty. They've been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
What do you think?
So my hot take on the best harmonizing band?
Yeah.
Hanson.
Ooh.
Have you ever listened to them when they're not 7 years old? Making music?
Like recently, like they'll just do that acoustically.
Dude, they're super talented. Like in their
Hanson's like brisket. It's a lot of times it's bad, but sometimes they knock it out of the park.
I feel like most of like their new stuff.
Jordy always says that.
Yeah,
that's what he's always said.
That's what I've always said. No, they're very clean. They're very good, clean harmonies.
Yeah, I really like them. Them and the Bee Gees. I think Bee Gees is probably one of the best.
Oh shoot! Never mind. I changed my answer. Bee Gees.
Ooh. I mean, I gotta
changed my
go
answer.
Fleet Foxes, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I was following. Yeah.
That's what I've been listening to on repeat, man. The Boston Hoppa.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a
that's
good album.
That's
It's a
good.
good album.
I was feeling pretty dumb, Jeff, when Trey was here, because I was like in front of his wife and my wife and two girls. I was like, "Hey, what's that band that we had on vinyl where they sing that the lips taste like bacon?" And he's like, "What?"
I'm like,
And I'm
Jeff's
like,
not here
no,
to translate.
I'm like, no, it's like she eats the lips and it tastes like bacon.
Jeff, do you know what he's talking about?
Hold on, I gotta think.
Okay, I'm gonna give you another hint.
Deer
Same one I gave. No, not Deer Tick. Good band. Same hint I gave Trey, and he still again. And I said it's something buffalo.
Oh gosh, I know exactly what you mean. It's like
Avi Buffalo.
yeah. I
And
know
your lips,
exactly
they
what
taste
song
like
you're talking
bacon. I went back and listened to it, and that's literally exactly what they say. And Trey gave me the vinyl when Trey was like in a giveaway mode. He's like, "Here, you can have this one." But yeah, I really like that song, Avi Buffalo.
about.
I feel like
album's
I had two of
Blue
those.
and yellow. Oh,
I was giving them away because I had two of them.
Yeah, hey,
little
just give it
duplicate.
away. That's what George Strait always said.
Just give it away. Oh man,
Still, we don't talk about that vinyl giveaway. I feel like I left with some of Jeff's vinyls.
that's all right.
I feel like it's the
It
closest
all
we ever
comes
got
back
to an
around.
argument. Yeah.
Jeff ruined my life when he introduced me to the fact that vinyls were still being made in the 2000s. I would have
You
I would
buy
have
it
a
off
lot-
Amazon, right?
I would have a lot more money. I thought like you just went and bought music from the 70s on vinyl at a yard sale. It cost $3. He's like, "Yeah, the new White Stripes, you can buy it on Amazon." I was like, "Oh, they went $50."
Hey.
He's like, "Also, the old White Stripes you can buy on eBay." Oh, they went $200.
It doesn't depreciate.
Yeah, it really
It's
does.
true.
We looked it
It's
up.
true.
Yeah.
It's like a Stranko plate
That's right.
Maintains the price.
value.
Value. That's
Right.
the word.
Yeah, BW Tax call it value.
Yeah.
One more thing on this
oh,
that
yeah.
I feel remiss
Ooh, yes.
that I should
Love it. Love it.
to leave out on the harmonizing.
What you
I don't
got?
know if this is y'all's cup of tea, but if you're looking at modern bands, somewhat modern that would that are just you can't argue with how good they are at harmonizing. You get like some of these a cappella bands like Pentatonics just crushing it. Have you guys heard of them?
Yeah. My
What's that name?
so my wife's
It's like
cousin.
5 people. Yeah.
My wife's cousin's in a band called Home Free,
Okay.
and they did a song with the guy from the Pentatonics.
Yeah, I bet he was good. They're
It is super
extremely-
good, man.
They're super good. And then there's a hot take you guys can roast me for, but I stand by this. NSYNC did a cover of "Oh Holy Night" on their Christmas album. To this
I
day,
have that
think it's one of
Christmas
the
album.
best.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best arrangements, like vocal, like arrangements of that song I've ever heard. Like they crushed. I was like, this is so random that this is on this album.
That's
But,
the one
like,
where it's like Merry Christmas. Merry
that
Christmas.
album. Yeah. You
it's a
have
good
that
album.
song on there, but then you have this freaking insane arrangement of "Oh Holy Night" that's got key changes and all this stuff. It's incredible. They
guys
knocked
can
it out of the
sing.
park.
Those guys.
Oh
can
yeah,
sing.
they nailed it.
They're no
Yeah.
98 degrees, but they can sing.
Wait,
Mm.
I was gonna say 98 degrees. You took my joke right out. I wanted to be
Sorry,
culturally
dude.
relevant,
Hey,
man.
Get in post. Get in post.
get
Go
it
and
in
say
post.
it.
I'll add it.
You said keychains.
Key change.
Oh, I thought you were
Sorry.
talking. In Boston, we call those khakis.
Jeff, translate.
Khakis. Give me my khakis. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah.
Khaki pants.
All right. Well, anything else we need to hit this episode before we
I
bring it
can.
down for a landing?
Where are you going here?
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going
where
to
you
Fort
off to?
Drum. Yeah, upstate New York. One of the 2 states that I know of where they say upstate.
He only goes to upstates.
One South Carolina, the other one's New York. Canadian border. South of
Go to
Montreal.
protect the border. Thank you for your service.
Going to
Dang.
war.
Hey man, they're flooding over the border these days.
That's the bad way.
Hey,
that's
border
what the
security.
Marines are for. Yeah, I'm a big northern border
Yeah,
guy.
how dare you, Montreal?
He supports a northern wall. Actually, I heard.
Yeah, I don't want any cast iron going into Canada.
No.
I'm actually
Ew.
fighting that. Yeah.
No, it's too cold up there for that.
With your duties and all your different provinces. Go to Fort Drum.
They have good syrup though.
So I have a really,
Ooh.
I disagree by a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no.
No, this is great.
I really like maple syrup from Maine and Vermont.
Sticky topic.
And I think everything else is terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, not a Canadian syrup fan. Not a fan of businesses in the United States serving Canadian syrup. Jeff knows this. I used to drive around with a bottle of syrup in my glove box.
Verified.
I don't think pancakes, which
Just
I
in
don't even
case.
like, or waffles should be eaten with anything besides maple syrup.
No.
And I think it should be from Vermont or Maine. My
I've seen you
preference
drink
is
it
Maine.
straight out of the bottle.
Drink it before a heavy deadlift, works every time. I'm a grade B guy. I like the thicker stuff. Grade A fancy's fine too. But
I bought some Vermont maple syrup from it was like through a family friend. They had their own
even better, yeah.
local
Love it.
thing there. Bought it straight from them, and it was I'm not a syrup connoisseur, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But
I didn't
there's thinner and there's
Yeah.
thick. It was a thinner one,
okay.
so you might
grade
not
A
like it.
fancy probably.
But like the flavor of that, it was deep. It
Grant
was
got
deep.
upset when we started talking about syrups, man. That was
I got
didn't
upset when
mean
you
to
started talking about
trigger them.
I got
Don't
upset when
you
we started talking
dare
about
say
Canada.
that.
It was more like I'm just tossing Canada, but I'm like, I don't know what other food they're known for.
Yeah.
I got to give them something.
Is that something?
Poutine. Yeah,
Yep.
it's like French fries that are ruined or something.
Gravy, cheese curds.
Sorry.
What are you eating,
Ruined
Alberta?
French fries, Grant. That's pretty good.
Sorry. Hot takes on Canada. They need to open the borders up. Yeah. Open all the borders. Open borders. Big open border.
What is
guy.
it?
Big open borders.
Oh, jeez.
Fort Drum shooting some artillery for 2 weeks.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Cool op. Yeah. We're supporting some SEAL Team 4, SEAL Team 6, bunch of DevGru guys, bunch of Anglico bros coming in.
The
which is funny.
real heroes.
What's funny is the higher speed the op, the more boring it is on the artillery side because you can't miss anything. So a fun artillery op is like you're constant moving, you're constantly shooting. But like when you're like, hey, SEAL Team 6 is coming through. We are going to shoot sometime between 9 and 1. It's like, make sure everything's ready and don't move. And it's like, well, the training just got pushed back an hour and a half. Yeah, I know. But when they come on, you got to be ready.
Be ready.
There'll be some downtime. There's like 2-3 day series training events. And then we're shooting some 50 cal. We're shooting some M240 Bravo.
Ooh, my favorite.
Yeah, let the big dogs eat. Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, so heading out there and then come back and have a baby. That's what I always do. Every time before I have a baby, I
Celebrate.
do. Whenever my wife's
Some
8 months
50 cal.
pregnant, I'm like, what do I need to do? I need to leave for 15 days and shoot the M240 Bravo.
Yeah,
That'll
there you
make
go.
everyone happy.
Marine
Alpha
Corps.
and
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah, simplified Delta.
Exciting
That's
stuff,
coming
man.
up. Yeah.
It's a good time.
Well, Trey, you're not an honorary South Carolinian, but we are glad you came.
Glad. Wasn't there for a long time, just there for a good time.
Yeah, and it was a good time. Girls looking good with their A&M dresses.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
I already started the brainwashing.
So this will air a few weeks from now. We'll be on week 3 when it does. Let's just go hot takes week 2 for us. College football. I'll start. South Carolina playing Kentucky. I'm a Garnet glasses guy. My glass is always 2/3 of the cup full. I think we beat Kentucky in Kentucky.
I like it.
I'll do.
See.
Let me see. Hot take. I think the biggest game because A&M plays McNeese, so they hopefully should win that. I would go with. I'm actually looking forward to the Texas Michigan game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a good one.
Michigan wins.
You think so?
Oh,
I think so.
I hope so. But
By
I don't know.
10.
I hope so too.
Okay, you're calling it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Texas is an SEC team, so do I
I know.
No, you
Can
don't
they just go
reform, Jeff.
away? Can they go? Can they go in the Pac-12 with Oregon State and Washington State, who are somehow still in the Pac-12, but the Pac-12 doesn't exist, but it does.
This might be because I'm
doesn't?
still a new member of the SEC. I don't get like why you have to just cheer for an SEC team.
It's because you're not really the SEC.
I
but
guess
yeah, you do.
I guess so.
understand.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you do. You do.
I
always do.
I don't subscribe to that. I'm like,
So
I
it
never go for LSU.
So the problem is Texas doesn't understand secession well. South Carolina and Georgia understand secession well. And it's like, yeah, North Carolina, Virginia, kind of late to the party, but like, this is who we are. And Texas is like, we're just stealing Mexico. So yeah, I think it has to do with that. But, you know, Missouri never seceded. All right. Yeah, anyway. Wait. So who's game 2, Jeff?
For Auburn, they're playing Cal, so definite upgrade in terms of opponents, but they're at home. Sounds like Cal's running back is probable right now for the game, so we'll see what happens.
Is it weird that isn't that an ACC opponent?
Yeah, I think it is.
What is
so
Cal the
ridiculous.
ACC? Wow.
I think they are.
I don't leave PJ out. So
Yeah, they're in the ACC.
Are you thinking Butler's still undefeated after week 2?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be tough,
Yeah,
I
for
think.
sure.
But
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
make it happen,
Week 3, I don't know, but so far so good.
Citadel loses to Savannah State 24-21.
I'm gonna go there. I say they win. Flip it around.
But
I say they win too.
Okay, but there's a lot of hope because this week wasn't an accident. We lose the last second and the season turns around. But I hope you guys are right.
I feel confident
This
about that.
point of the show, we want to thank our sponsors. We only have 2 reads. We did that one in the last episode. What's this button?
One way to find out.
Trombone.
All right. Based in South Carolina, but wherever you live, whether homeless or in a bougie house, VW Tax LLC will help you maintain and receive the money that you earn.
I like it. I like it.
Love it.
That was good.
Homeless to bougie,
Yes.
Almost
baby.
to bougie. That's what I've always said. So that's BW Tax. Thanks for keeping the lights on. At this point, Trey, a lot
Just
of
do what I
people
do,
want
huh?
to know where to follow us. Just do your thing. Yeah.
Hey, what episode is this?
038.
8. Wow, it's flying by, man. Episode 038 of the
Okay.
Oh, we'll get it eventually, guys. We'll figure it out after maybe the 39th episode. I'd like to thank everybody for listening. I'd like to thank our sponsor, BW Tax, keeping lights on, powered by the Strength Co. Take a look at the show notes below. Click that link for the Slack channel. Love to interact with you there. Ask some questions there. Love to answer them on here. Find us on YouTube. Like and subscribe there. Leave some comments. Most importantly, go to www.theokpodcast.com. Find all the social media there. Give us a follow. Coach, did I miss anything?
No, I think it was pretty good. Thanks for tuning in. Mom, you're great. My biggest fan. We'll see you next time.